What is up, guys? Welcome back to Sig vs. Sig. I got another review for you here today. This is not a cigarette review. This is going to be a dip review. Today I'm going to be doing Grizzly Wintergreen. And here lately, I guess Grizzly does this every year. But they do these like cool can designs, I guess. I guess you'd call it cool. I just like the regular Grizzly cans, except for when they do like the camouflage cans. Those are pretty cool too. But I mean, usually I just like the standard Grizzly cans, but this one, it's got some green flames going towards the side there. It says smokeless tobacco is addictive, the warning label there, and then towards the side it's still got the green flames. It says Grizzly, long cut premium wintergreen, I guess is what it says there, and it has the barcode, the tobacco company information, all that good stuff. At the bottom, yeah, nothing really new there. It has the same standard Grizzly Wintergreen can bottom to it. But yeah, I've been doing dip reviews. I do cigarette reviews. I do Sig versus Sig videos. Cigarette versus other cigarettes. This is a tobacco channel, but it is mainly focused towards cigarettes. But I do dip reviews every now and then. I've done several Copenhagen reviews. I got some of those on here, but today we're doing the Grizzly Wintergreen. So let's crack this thing open. Well, I mean, it's already cracked, but you know what I mean. Let's open this. Take a smell of it. The thing is with Grizzly Wintergreen is it definitely has a very distinct wintergreen smell to it. You can definitely smell the wintergreen, but you also smell kind of like some artificial flavoring, artificial smells in there too, because Grizzly is very processed. If you get Copenhagen, you know, you open the can, you smell it, and it smells like earth. It smells very earthy. But Grizzly, it's very processed. It's made by U.S. Smokeless Tobacco, I believe. No, not U.S. Smokeless Tobacco. It's made by American Snuff Company. Copenhagen is made by U.S. Smokeless Tobacco, but yeah. So when I open this, I smell it, and it's definitely got that. I mean, it's very distinct. You can really tell the difference between Grizzly Wintergreen and Copenhagen Wintergreen if you open it up and smell it. So let's get us a decent sized lip here. This isn't a full can. This has just got some in there. I don't think you can see it, but. See there, it's not a full can. Sorry about the lighting, guys. I don't know if you can see it very well. But let's get us a pinch and then let's review this Grizzly Wintergreen long cut. Spitting in the Mountain Dew bottle. Yeah, right off the bat, putting it in my lip, and yeah, it has a nice wintergreen flavor, but you can definitely taste some of that artificial flavor coming through there. Grizzly Wintergreen, it isn't as expensive as Copenhagen or Skull. I think, like where I live, I think Skull and Copenhagen are more expensive than Grizzly. But Grizzly's going up. I mean, used to it was a pretty big price difference between Grizzly and Copenhagen, but prices on tobacco where I live is actually going up lately. So it's about the same price as Copenhagen. The thing I like about Grizzly Wintergreen is definitely not the flavor, but I mean, it's not a bad flavor. But if I'm dipping Wintergreen for the flavor, I'm definitely either gonna dip Stoker's Wintergreen or Copenhagen Wintergreen, because Stoker's Wintergreen and Copenhagen Wintergreen taste very sweet and very natural. Grizzly Wintergreen does taste artificial, but it's definitely not a bad wintergreen. And a really good upside to Grizzly Wintergreen is the nicotine. The nicotine level in Grizzly Wintergreen is so high. It's 70% Brazilian, it's 70-30, but I'm not sure if it's 30% American, 70% Brazilian, or 70% Brazilian and 30% American. I think it's 30% Brazilian, but I could be wrong on that. So correct me in the comments down below if you know, but I know either way it's 70-30 something. But yeah, Grizzly Wintergreen it's definitely not bad. I definitely like Grizzly Wintergreen, like I said, for the nicotine content, because the nicotine content is very high. You don't have to get a huge lip of Grizzly Wintergreen to feel the nicotine, because it has such a high nicotine level that even putting a small pinch in will definitely still satisfy your nicotine desire, unless, you know, you're packing a can, just putting a mouthful in. Then obviously you're going to be used to that nicotine level. But I'm telling you, if you put a mouthful of Grizzly Wintergreen in, you're going to get a buzz from hell because the nicotine level is so high. But yeah, like, I don't really have any complaints with Grizzly Wintergreen. Except for I'm kind of getting like a salty, I don't know, kind of a bitter, salty taste coming from it. But it's definitely not bad. I mean, it is very dippable. If you're not wanting to, spend a lot of money on dip, then I would definitely recommend Grizzly because the nicotine content. Solely because of the nicotine content. I cannot stress that enough. The nicotine content in Grizzly Wintergreen is the highest of any wintergreen or any dip that I've ever had. Comparing Grizzly Wintergreen to Grizzly Straight, though, the nicotine level in any other Grizzly isn't the same. Like, I think it's just Grizzly Wintergreen that has the huge nicotine content. I don't think any other Grizzly has as good of nicotine content as the Wintergreen. But yeah, like I said, I'm kind of getting a bitter, salty taste coming from it. And I noticed that when you spit it out, you kind of get that bad aftertaste. So you always want to have something to drink. I got some Dr. Pepper, and I got some more reviews coming for you guys. I'm gonna do the Camel Menthol review. I've done the Cool Menthol review, Newport Menthol review, and the Camel Menthol versus Newport Menthol recently here on this channel. So if you're into cigarettes, I recommend you go see that. But yeah, guys, Grizzly Wintergreen, definitely not bad. I would definitely recommend it if you're not wanting to spend big bucks on a wintergreen dip. And a lot of people do like Grizzly because they did this thing where it's like a 6-in-1 can. So like you're getting 6 cans in one big can. So what you do is like you get that big can and just fill the little cans up with it, or just dip out of the big can. But having that big can around is a big inconvenience because obviously you're not going to fit that can in your pocket. So I mean, it's better to just have that big can and fill these little cans with it. But a lot of people like Grizzly because when it comes to wintergreen, because of the nicotine level, and it is cheaper. They call it the welfare bear. I mean, I'm pretty sure every dipper knows that. There's the welfare bear. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch sides. I'm going to switch it from this side to this side, and we're going to see if we can get some more flavor out of it. Yeah, when you switch sides, once you have it on one side for a while, it kind of loses flavor. So you're gonna have to move it to the other side of your mouth to get more flavor. But yeah, right now I'm feeling pretty good nicotine satisfaction, and I didn't even put a huge pinch in. I put about a medium-sized pinch in for me. Usually, this is usually the size I get is medium-sized pinches. I don't get big pinches because I don't like to, pinch out on my dip. But like I said, Grizzly Wintergreen, definitely a good budget dip. I mean, it's not budget, it's still up there with Copenhagen and all them, but I think it is American Snuff Company's biggest dip is Grizzly Wintergreen. I would definitely recommend Grizzly Wintergreen over any other wintergreen when it comes to nicotine. Like I said, you don't have to put a big pinch of Grizzly in to get your nicotine satisfaction when it comes to the wintergreen flavor, because I mean it's packed full of number 1 wintergreen and number 2 nicotine. So I'm gonna kind of make this short and sweet, but what I would rate the Grizzly Wintergreen is I'd probably have to rate it about a 9 out of 10. Solely because of the nicotine content. It's not a bad wintergreen. The flavoring isn't that great, but you will get your nicotine satisfaction. And once you get used to it, once you get used to dipping Grizzly Wintergreen, I mean, you'll get used to it real quick, and then you'll just kind of adapt to it, and you know, it's good once you get used to it, and it's definitely going to save you some money and give you more nicotine. So in the long run, it's a very good dip because you don't have to dip a whole lot of it to get your nicotine satisfaction. So I definitely recommend the Grizzly Wintergreen. And like I said, this isn't what the can originally looks like. Usually it'll have the green background with a Grizzly on it, but as of right now, they've got the flames on there, and they're doing all kinds of weird designs with it right now. I seen one can that my friend had, and it just had a G. Like, I thought it was a Green Bay Packers or something on the can. I was confused, but then I looked at it and saw the warning label. I realized it was a Grizzly Wintergreen can. So yeah, like I said, the can design, I don't really like that design on the can. Like I said, I like the either the original Grizzly or the camouflage Grizzly, the hunting camouflage, because that looks really good on a Grizzly can, or any can of dip for that matter. But like I said, 9 out of 10 on the Grizzly Wintergreen, and thank you guys for watching, and take care.